Just having a bit of Guinness for my St. Patty's decorations. I've got to get in the spirit. So these are all my items, mostly from the dollar store, to be able to do my St. Patrick's Day setup. Like these two platters right here, and this teapot, which was, I think it was $4.99. This was $2.99. This was $2.99, and I think this one was $3.99. These guys are from Amazon, so those guys were $18 for the two. Otherwise, everything else was quite cheap. First things first, I gotta clean up this silver. Okay, so we've cleaned these guys up now with Silvo. So this is what the trays look like once they've been siliconed together. I think they turned out pretty good. They shined up pretty good. The top has a little bit of tarnishing still on that I couldn't get off, but I don't mind it looking a little bit rustic. So everything that I will be doing videos on will be going on top of this. So I'll do short little videos for each one. Super easy stuff to do for super, super cheap. Hi guys, my name is Alana. I'm going to be showing you a few different easy crafts to make for your St. Patty's collection. I am going to be decorating my 2-tier tray, which I've shown in a previous video. That was just 2 trays silicone together with a candlestick. So I'm going to do short little videos of each item that's going to be placed on the tray. Try to keep it simple and easy because it really is. So I decided to do these videos because everybody keeps asking me how I do what I do with my crafts. So I thought, why not start doing some videos? So it's a pretty easy project to do. I went to the dollar store and I grabbed some of this cotton twine here. You could use like, what is that called? Like jute or so it's a bit rougher looking than this is here. Sort of like what's on this sign here. This kind of, I don't know if you can see that. You could use that as well. I kind of wanted to go for a bit of a cleaner look because I'm going to do a tassel at the end of mine. So I just kind of thought it would fall a little bit nicer because it's a little bit looser. It's not so stiff, so it would look nicer that way. So yeah, we have our beads. So basically, you kind of want to decide what pattern you want your colors to go into. I was going to set up like this whole like elaborate stand for doing the beads because obviously they're circular, so they're going to be a little bit difficult to kind of paint and get all the different sides painted. So you're just going to kind of want to decide on what your pattern of colors you want. Doesn't really matter if you want to break it up. I was thinking I kind of wanted to break it up with the gold and the white, so it's not so much green, but I'm just going to kind of wing it and then throw it on there and see how it goes. So I got my beads, I got my dollar store paintbrush, I got my dollar store paints. I'm going to go ahead and just start painting my beads, and I'm going to go from there. I might throw in some small ones. I'm actually thinking maybe like the whiter gold might be the smaller guys. And then collectively we'll kind of see how that goes together. So I'm just going to get to painting these guys, and then I will string them, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how to do the tassel. It's super easy. So I've painted all my beads, so you can see all the different colors that I did. I ended up having to add another color because once I realized my pattern, I did big, small, big, small. I was going to end up having 2 large ones beside each other when I went to go repeat my color pattern. So I had to add a smaller bead in there. So I just chose another green. So really on the string that I'm using, I decided to go with the twine. I don't know why I called it jute. It's twine. So I'm just going to probably at this length right here add quite a few knots just so the beads actually stay on. So I've decided to go with my dark green first. Get it through. And then I'm going to do my white. I was kind of trying to go for like a dark color and then a light color. Green. I don't know if I love this green, but after a few coats, it looked a little bit better, and I think I've got a few items to put on the tray that will have that color's little kind of tied in. So you might have to cut your end to get your beads through if it starts to fray. My gold. So for this one, that'll be my full run of colors. Which looks like that, which I think I'm pretty happy with. There's not really a right way or a wrong way. I find most of the time when I'm doing crafts, that's kind of how it goes. Like, I just give it a go and kind of figure out as I'm going how it works. I also, I always paint my face for the holidays to go to work because it gives everybody a bit of a laugh. And I find that's always like a big trial and error situation. So I always do a test run before the day of, because I have got limited time to get ready in the morning because I do get up at 4:30 in the morning. So it's a bit early for my imagination to kind of get up and going. There. All right, that's my last one. I've got 2 beads left, so I must have miscounted somewhere. Oh, look. Boy, I see where I've gone. Right here. All right, so I'm just gonna pause. I'm gonna go back, fix that because, you know, my OCD kind of isn't really gonna let that go. And then I'll come back and I will show you how to do the tassel. Knotted it several times on the end here because I don't want the bead to be able to slide off. So I'm not gonna lie, I don't really know how to make a tassel, but we're gonna give it a go anyways. So, I tried earlier a technique where I kind of wrapped the twine around my hand. I did it about 15 times. I kind of made this here. And what I'm thinking is if I take one of these ends that I've made long, I can wrap that around this middle section here and knot it. So then that way it's attached to the end. Not sure if you can see that. I haven't got a really good camera setup. So I've just literally put it around the middle, brought it back this way, and tied it up. So nothing really fancy there. I'm going to do one more knot just to make sure it's good. Center that. Okay. That's that. Okay, so obviously it's still a loop, so that would not be a tassel. So I'm going to go and just take my scissors and just cut right down the middle. Like that. And then, that looks like a mustache right now, you've got a tassel. So what I think I'm going to do is, so it's not separating like that, I'm going to cut a bit of the twine and wrap it around this section here and maybe make a bow, I think. So And then we've got a tassel. I mean, I suppose it's a bit messy, but I think it's cute. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I mean, you could trim. It depends on how long you want your tassel to be. You could trim it if you want. If you feel like in comparison to your rope it's a bit too large. Oh, I like that. So, and there we are. So I'm pretty happy with that, actually. And again, I don't really know what these are used for. I just keep seeing these in all like the bougie like setups people are doing for centerpieces and whatnot. And I thought, why not put like a cool spin on it and put some color on there? So once I finish all my other projects, we'll throw it on and we'll give it a go and see kind of how we want to work with it. But yeah, so it's super easy. I'm trying to think of how much numbers. So I got 17 because obviously St. Patrick's Day is the 17th of March. So I'm going to do these white, just plain white, because I think I'm going to have them in the center of my setup, and I'm going to have a lot of green and a lot of colors, so I kind of want them to stand on their own and be simple. Lucky. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do those. I'm going to do those in the same greens that I did the garland in. Except I'm going to do the U in gold because a horseshoe would be gold, so I kind of thought that would be cute. So that means I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got 4 greens that I've got to choose, so I've got a lot to work with. So I know that I said that I wasn't going to go ahead and tape myself painting these bad boys because they're pretty self-explanatory. However, I did kind of want to give a bit of an explanation as to why I do like to create these different things. Because usually I kind of get a bit of a funny look when I'm at work because I do show up like this in a factory job. I work in a feed mill, so there's nothing glamorous about it. But I do suffer from a multitude of mental health issues. I am considered high functioning, so it's actually very difficult for other people to really know that there's anything kind of going on. It's more of like an internal struggle that I have because I suffer from depression, having kind of being a bit silly and being able to throw on a stupid headband or paint my face or do some wacky makeup. Just kind of, it's like a distraction for me. So, and then making other people smile kind of just like adds to that, and makes me have a better day anyways, because if you struggle with mental health, you know that that can be quite difficult most days. So whenever there's a holiday or anything ridiculous that I can celebrate and make other people smile, I try to do that, and I try to keep the house nice and cheery for myself and for the kids. But I do find just having a creative outlet is really helpful for me. So money was never really a big thing like in my home kind of growing up, so I kind of learned how to be cheap, thrifty, however you want to say that. Some people don't like the word cheap, but yeah, so I find, you know, if you are in the same boat and you're finding that you are struggling, this could actually be quite like therapeutic for you. And in the end, you've put your time into something that's positive, and then you have this cool creation at the very end of it, which is really neat. So again, I wasn't going to tape myself painting these, but I just kind of wanted to throw that out there just because mental health has such a stigma behind it that I just feel like people should talk about it a little bit more openly, because you can be a completely functioning person but also be struggling and having a hard time. So just wanted to throw that out there, just my thoughts. Anyways, I'm going to paint these up and I will be back. So all my letters are painted. My lucky, my horseshoe, that's actually a U, but we're going to call it a horseshoe, and my 17. So moving on to the next project.